Welcome, Junior Rangers, to another Junior Ranger adventure around the Oceano Lagoon. My name is Kristen and I'm a California State Park Interpreter here at the Oceano Dunes District, and today we're going to go on an adventure into the outdoors looking for bats. What do you say, Junior Rangers? Do you want to explore the outdoors with me today? All right, before we explore and venture out into the outdoors, we need to gather some equipment. Now, the first piece of equipment I'm going to grab is a set of binoculars. So for adventuring out into the outdoors and we see some bats, we can get a close-up look of these bats with our set of binoculars. Now, if we do see some bats, we need some more equipment. So I'm going to grab our second piece of equipment. And that, Junior Rangers, is a pair of gloves. So I'm going to put my gloves on. And then we need our third piece of equipment. If we happen to see a bat, we're going to take this net and we're going to bring it back to our bat lab so we can study and learn about bats. What do you say, Junior Rangers, now that we have our equipment? Should we set out on our adventure? All right, let's go! Junior Rangers, as we further into the outdoors here looking for bats, I'd like to remind you that bats are nocturnal, meaning they're not going to be up and active right now. They're going to be sleeping, and we call that roosting. Now, there are many species of bats found throughout the world, and one of the common things between bats is that when they're sleeping, they sleep upside down. So what do you say, Junior Rangers? Should we go further into the outdoors and look for some bats? I think we should too. Junior Rangers, as we are exploring the outdoors, I noticed what looked like to be a bat on that tree. Now, I know that bats can roost on trees. So what do you say? Should I put my net down and we'll use our binoculars to get a closer look? All right, let's go ahead, use our binoculars and see if we can see some bats on this tree. Junior Rangers, we have two bats on this tree. So I'm going to quietly approach these bats. Now, Junior Rangers, it's never a good idea to get close to wildlife. You should always keep an appropriate distance. But for today's program, I'm going to quietly and safely approach these bats so we can learn and study them for our program. Junior Rangers, we definitely have two roosting bats right here. Now, at first sight, I cannot determine what type of bats we have here, so I'm going to quietly approach these bats and I'm going to put them in our net so we can take them back to our bat lab. All right, let's be super quiet, Junior Rangers, as we get these bats. Okay, Junior Rangers, let's head back to the bat lab and learn about these bats.
Junior Rangers, welcome to the bat lab. We just went on an adventure around the Oceano Lagoon where we spotted two bats. Now, I've brought these bats back to our lab here, and before we study these bats, Junior Rangers, I wanted to let you know the bats that we found are not real bats today. They're actually made out of plastic, so this allows us to study the bat without harming it or having to worry about us getting bitten by the bat. Now, as you take a look around here, Junior Rangers, you may notice some lab equipment. Now, these items here are going to help us figure out the types of bats that we found on our adventure. Now, we have our microscope here, and this may allow us to get a closer look of our wings. So we can put the wing underneath the microscope and get a definite closer look. We also have our ruler here, which will allow us to measure our wingspan of our bat. And we also have our scale here, which will weigh our bats. Now, as we're studying these bats, Junior Rangers, I'm going to mark the data that we find on our data sheet, so in the end we can figure out the two types of bats that we have here in our bat lab. What do you say, Junior Rangers? Should we go ahead and get started and study these bats? All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab our first bat, and I'm going to go ahead and place this bat on the scale. All right, looks like this bat is weighing in at 23 grams. Next, we're going to take our ruler and we're going to measure the wingspan from the left to the right wing. And it looks like our wingspan here is measuring 10 inches. So we're going to go ahead and mark 10 inches on our sheet. And The last step we need to do is we need to determine if the bat has big or small ears. So we're going to put the two bats up next to each other, and we can determine that this bat has small ears. So we're going to go ahead and write small. All right, Junior Rangers, we're going to take a look at our second bat here. We're going to place him on the scale. All right. Looks like this bat's measuring in at 14 grams. Let's get that wingspan. All right, looks like it's 11.5 inches. I'm going to go ahead and mark that. All right, and lastly, we're going to compare the ears. And this bat's ears are definitely big. All right, I'm going to write big. All right, Junior Rangers, with this data, we can determine the types of bats we have here. This bat right here is a big brown bat. And this bat here is a Townsend's big-eared bat. Now, these bats, Junior Rangers, can be found here in California and other places around North America, but there are many different types of bats found throughout the world. Junior Rangers, would you like to explore the different types of bats that might be found around the world? All right, well, let's get to exploring.
Junior Rangers, there are two types of bats in the world, a megabat and a microbat. Let's explore megabats a little further. When you hear the word mega, you probably are thinking these bats are very large, which is true, but megabats can be small too. Megabats are often referred by different names, such as flying foxes, because of a type of megabat's face resembling a fox. Another name megabats are sometimes referred to are fruit bats, because megabats eat fruit. Some megabats can have a wingspan of 5 to 6 feet in length when in flight. Wow, that's amazing! The second type of bats are microbats, which make up 70% of the entire world's bat population. Microbats have excellent night vision due to their use of echolocation. Microbats eat insects and use echolocation to detect insects at night. Echolocation works very similar to an echo. If you were to yell inside a cave, your voice would echo back to you. Echolocation works just like that. A bat sends out a sound wave to detect a nearby insect, and once that sound wave hits the insect, it will bounce back to the bat, allowing the bat to determine the exact location of the insect. Another interesting behavior of bats is they sleep upside down. Why do bats hang upside down in the first place? Well, bats have very tiny legs which can't run. Therefore, when a bat goes to fly, they have no speed for takeoff. It is believed they sleep upside down because this puts bats in a ready position to launch into flight. Junior Rangers, two of the bats we discovered on our adventure around the lagoon are microbats. The first bat we discovered was a big brown bat, which is a fast-flying microbat that can reach speeds up to 40 miles per hour. They prefer to eat beetles and can live up to 20 years. The second bat we discovered today was a Townsend big-eared bat, and they are known for their enormous ears, and when they are roosting, they roll up their ears resembling horns of a ram. These bats prefer open spaces rather than small cracks and crevices like most bats. They enjoy eating moss, beetles, and wasps. An additional type of microbat is another long-eared bat called a pallid bat. Their ears are half as long as their bodies, and unlike most bats who catch their meals in flight, pallid bats catch their food on the ground. They enjoy eating a variety of insects and can eat half their body weight in one night. Our Bat Biologist adventure is coming to a close, but before we finish, let's close with some astonishing bat facts. A little brown bat can eat 3,000 mosquitoes in one night. There are over 4,000 species of bats, and bats are the only mammal that can fly. Thank you, Junior Rangers, for joining another Oceano Dunes District Junior Ranger program. It sure was fun learning about bats today, and I hope you enjoyed the program. Until next time, this is Kristen, and I'm going to close the program by sending it over to my friend, Michelle.
Hi, it's Interpreter Michelle here at Oceano Dunes District. If you're watching this, it means you've completed a virtual Junior Ranger program, and it's time for the next step. saying the Junior Ranger Pledge and being sworn in as an official Junior Ranger. So, if you're ready, stand up, raise your right hand, and repeat this pledge after me. As a Junior Ranger, I promise to explore our parks and pick up litter, to protect every plant and every critter, to learn important stories of our past so that these treasured places last. I will keep our parks out of danger because I am a Junior Ranger. Wow, congratulations. Welcome to the team, Junior Rangers. We're glad to have you.